Okay, let's continue. Let's create a new sketch. Turn off the side component first, and then we'll create a sketch on the surface of this body side, and we use project tool to project the other three body component to this sketch. And we need to create some construction lines, so we create line in the center of this component, and we change these two lines to construction line, and we create similar lines at right side component, and also change these two lines to construction line. We create similar construction lines at the bottom of the box. Okay, now we need to use a rectangular tool to create a sketch for our modis and loose tenon. So we just roughly draw 4 rectangulars. We can fine-tune their dimensions and shape later on. Now we use dimension tool to define the thickness of our modis and loose tenon. I would like to create a new parameter, name it like tenon thickness, and value is 1/4 inch. Okay, now we use this parameter to define the thickness of our sketch. Here we can use constraints to reach the similar effect of our dimension tool. Just use a collinear constraint to make sure these two lines they are collinear. Now we use a symmetry constraint to define the position of our rectangular based on our previous construction lines. Now for the length of our modis, I will try 1/4 inch. Probably too large, especially for the right side. So yeah, let's get it 1 inch. And I would like to have the same size for all modices. In this way we can use the same size loose tenon. So for the distance between the two modices at the bottom, let's try 2.5 inch. Looks okay. So let's finish our sketch and do some 3D work. Use Extrude tool to extrude models, and we can use parameter we defined before and multiple -1 and select cut. So that's our models at the right side of the box, and we use the extrude tool again and select the full sketch we just created, and we select start from object and select the left side surface, and same distance, and we use cut operation, and we have the models at left side. So we can use our same sketch to create models on the sideboard of our box. So we turn on the sideboard from our browser. And then we turn off body component for now, and we use the same sketch to create models on the left sideboard. So we select from object as our start and select the surface, same distance, and also cut operation. Now we have models on all of our boards, the sideboard and also the body boards. And we can use the same sketch to create loose tenon. The extend we select direction, we select symmetric, same distance, and we create new component. Now we have our loose tenon for the right side. We can change the component name to tenon 1, and we turn off it for now and use the same sketch to create loose tenon for the left side. So start from object, select the surface, direction symmetric, and operation new component, and change the name to tenon 2. Now we turn on our body component. Now let's move to our body components and create a new sketch. We would like to use this sketch to create spline to strengthen our miter at the bottom of our box. So we need to turn off the side and use project tool to project the two body components. And we use line tool to create 4 connected lines, and we can fine-tune the shape later with constraints. So Just make sure the 4 lines they are connected. No need to be perfect. And we use perpendicular constraint to make sure these lines they are perpendicular to each other. So now they became rectangular. And we use dimension tool to define the thickness. I would like to use 3/30, which is the width of my curve at table saw. Then use symmetry tool to make sure they are symmetric to the center line, to our miter line. And for the width, I would like to use 1/2 inch. And then we need to define the position of this spline. I would like to try 3/8. Probably a little bit too close to the corner. Let's try, oh, that's wrong direction. Let's use 5/16. Looks okay. Then we do the similar actions for the right spline. Okay, the sketch is fully constrained. Let's finish sketch. And we use Extrude. First select our sketch. And for distance, we use O. And operation, we use cut. So then it's just cut through all the components. We can check the list of objects to cut. Now we turn on our sketch, and we can use this extrude tool to create the spline. So for distance, we choose 2 objects and choose the surface at the left side and create new component. Now we have our spline component. We turn off the sketch and turn on our sideboard. Go to the top level. And we can use one of the inspect tool to check the spline and modis. So this is the section analysis. We select YZ plane, and basically we can check the section of our box to make sure that each section looks correct. So this is the mortise and spline. Now we have a spline along the whole body of our box. The different color they represent different object. Now we have a mortise again, mortise and our loose tenon and spline. All the sections looks correct. So that's the section analysis, quite a useful tool. Save for the current progress. And now I would like to create a notch. Thus we can open the lid easily. So we create a sketch. And we use project tool to project the round over part to our sketch. And we need to create a construction line at the center of this box. Click X to change this line to a construction line. Yeah, we need to make this line a little bit longer, so create another line and change it to a construction line. And then we need to create a circle. So the center of the circle is on our construction line, and we use dimension tool to define the diameter of this circle. I will try 2 inch. And we need to move this circle downwards so that we can use this circle to cut our notch. So we need to use dimension tool to define the distance between the center of the circle and the top of our box. I will try 7/8. Yeah, probably too big. The notch is too small. Then try 3/4. Yeah, looks fine. So we finish sketch, and we use Extrude to create our notch. So basically we just select the whole circle. Yeah, make sure we select all of them. And we select cut operation, and we cut all the through. And now we, from the object to cut, we deselect our lid. So we only cut our front panel. Click OK. So you can see we create the notch on our front panel. So we can open the lid to check it's correct. Yeah, it looks fine. Close the lid. Save our progress. That's it for this part. Link to the next part of this series videos can be found at the end of the video. If you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you.